You went to BUD/S just a little before me. It was, what, 210, 212?
I started in 205, November 1995. And then I graduated with 209 in February of 97.
So you were a career BUD/S guy for
I used to think, I used to be prideful of that, and now it's outright humiliating. But I always check myself through Jerry Weir's, right? Yeah. Jerry Weir's was 29 months total, I think. Yeah. So I'm not even in the ballpark. But as it related to a lot of my close friends, who went straight through, and I always measure myself against, the person that I'm like, there's no way in hell that person's going to make it, and then they go straight through with no problem. Nick Hawks is my favorite one. Yeah. A 125-pound soaking wet 18-year-old kid from Indianapolis who was the cockiest human being on the planet, and he goes straight through BUD/S, right? Yeah. And here I am there for 15 months, double the pleasure, right? I look back now and appease my own sense of disgrace in by saying, man, I was so screwed up, I needed the double extra time to get my shit together, right?
Yeah. So was it a combination of performance and medical role? Or?
First one, 205, ITB bands, got so inflamed, I couldn't bend my knees. They rolled me to 206. So like a genius, I'm going, that ain't going to happen again. So every day after work, I'm going and running additional 4-mile runs, soft sand runs, in shoes, on the thing, every day. And that's on top of the 9 miles I'm running every day, just to eat chow and all the other shit we're doing. Yeah. By week 1, day 1, feeling awesome. And I was also road guard too. So lots of, because road guard, you get longer time in the chow hall to sit down and enjoy your food, process your food. I figured that was better.
But you run twice as far?
Twice as far, twice as fast, twice the impact. I'm not smart enough for that shit, right? So by the end of that first week, I woke up on Friday. I had insane, crazy pain shooting through my feet, my legs. I try and make it through half the day. Finally, they're like, go over there, check it out. I go over, stress fractures, both tib fibs. Go in. The doc said, you're done. Performance drop. You're out. Medical dropping you. I go over to the BTO. I'm in seeing any attention. He looks at me, he goes, Rutherford, what's going on here? And I was like, sir. He's like, listen, first off, you need to relax a little bit and tell me, because this is your only shot. Yeah. And I was like, sir, man, I have no idea what's going on. I'm a former Division I athlete. I've never had problems. My leg, I've always been a runner. I could sprint, I could run. I don't know what's happening. This is what I did to prepare. And he goes, wait here. And I'm like, fuck, I'm done, right? He goes over to PTRR, and I didn't find out this till much later, but he'd gone over and talked to Rewerts, Warrant Officer Rewerts. And for some reason...
Because that guy hated every fucking buddy, by the way.
Hated people. Yeah. Hated. Yeah. And many times directed that hatred at me because I had the mouth, right? Right? Always had the mouth. But apparently... he noticed that the mouth, the majority of time, was trying to get guys motivated to complete, regardless of their skill set or whatever. I didn't care. I got the team thing. I always thrived in the team environment. And so I love to be the motivator. It made me work harder to do that, right? To serve others, to be better, and make me forget about my own pain at the time. And apparently he said, if Rutherford can get healthy, he'll make a pretty decent frogman. So he comes over, he goes... That's
got to be the only time that's ever happened.
No, I've had my career saved.
No, I mean, of him saying...
No, man. I apparently he ended up saving an incredible amount of careers because he understood. He was beneath the insanely crazed, just scary exterior. Apparently he understood training and within the human condition and our evolutionary process within that whole better than everybody else. That's why they put him at the head of PTRR.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first showed up, it was as he was leaving. And I mean, there were stories of like for days in a row, he would take the group out at the end of the day and he would beat them until somebody quit.
Yep.
Like most days.
Most days.
And it would just be like, well, we're going to stay out here until one of you fucking quits. like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking
and dudes
hard.
would do it.
Yeah.
So, cause they were like, well, cause everybody's on the edge anyways, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's right there. That's the fascinating aspect of our program.
Yeah.
You go through those high, and it cracks me up when dudes are like, I never thought about quit once.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but he understood that, right? And another, we had Andy Stumpf on our show as well too. And I love his stories about, he goes, I became an expert at when people were at the breaking point, and then I'd push them over, like happily push them over into the most miserable decision they've ever had of their life. So haunt them for the rest of their days, right?
Give them the 300. This is Sparta kick to the fucking chest.
Here's the bell, right? And he was genius. Well, so this guy was responsible, for keeping me. The guy comes back in. He goes, well, all right, it's your lucky day. You got a little Bud's Angel over there. What do you want? You want a single roll or a double roll? And me being the smart one, I'm like, I'll take the double roll. Because I figure I could get my legs more time. Worst decision I ever made. It ultimately worked out, but it was not a good decision. Because in that period of abyss, I really came off mentally where I needed to be. Thankfully, 208 was a great class filled with a bunch of amazing guys. I mean, my boat crew, was Rob O'Neill, Adam Smith, the Admiral's son. It was 4 other pipe hitters, guys, really just powerful guys that were as dumb as I was and just motivated to be there. And so it lifted me back out and made it through. And then pool comp, just my only performance failure, and it just shattered me and reset 209 and then finished with those guys.
And then you went to 18 Delta.
Oh,
right?
bro. Dude, my career was absurd. Absolutely absurd. I spent 4 months at Team 5 cleaning shitters and picking up cigarette butts, right? No gear, no nothing, getting hammered every day as a new guy. Jump school, 18 Delta, working at Master at Arms, right? Come back, check on board Team 1. And meanwhile, at 18 Delta, undesignated seaman, right? No Trident. Cleaning shitters because I was the lowest guy, right? Get back to Team 1. Now I'm 18 Delta grad. Guess where I went? Master at Arms, cleaning shitters there for, I don't know, a few months, right?
So you're master shitter.
I am a master shitters cleaning. In fact, the whole first year, like 3 or 4 years of me speaking to like corporate and teams and stuff was all about, hey, at every place in your career and your evolution, you need to be prepared to go clean the shitters, right?
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately the humility we need, right? Is to be able to go clean the shitters with everybody else. It resets you. And then that's where, then SQT started, and
that's where we had.
That's
the pleasure
where we
of
met.
meeting. Yeah.
Yep, cleaning more shitters a lot. There, I was the best at it. I took the lead there. Yeah. Went back, Team 1, finally got to work in an actual department until my platoon started. Here's another beauty. Took my board back when we were still doing boards, and ours were the worst. Crushed my board, went into my chief's board, and they destroyed me.
Yeah.
And they ate me up, and they put me on probation.
No shit.
Yeah, horrible. So,
what was the type of questioning, and like what was it that broke you?
It went down the fact that I was a quitter in college. I was a quitter in BUDs because it took me so long. I was a loudmouth punk. They brutalized me, and I was just shattered. And they held my Trident. So got in a platoon, and I'm like 3 months into my platoon. Mind you, guys in my platoon and their second platoons graduated 3, 4, 5 classes after me, right? And they're hazing the shit out of me, and I don't have a Trident.
Jesus.
Hoo-yah, Corman. Hoo-yah, 18 Delta, right? But the humility in all that was profound. And finally, my senior chief goes into the master chief. Wally Graves was my senior, awesome, one of the greatest influencers I've ever had. Amazing human being. Very similar backgrounds and how we grew up. His dad was a doctor, grew up in Florida, all that. He was a medic. I was a medic. He finally, we're going on our first big trip, and I'm like, Wally, man, you think I could get my Trident, man? And he's like,
Oh, you still don't have that?
What? Wait, what? And he walks into the Master Chief's office, and he's like, hey, Master Chief, what do you think? When can Rutherford come off probation? And he's like, who? And he's like, Rutherford, still on his Trident. And he looks up on his board and he goes, oh, yeah, go give it to him.
No shit.
And I was one of the reasons amongst several other guys, a lot of guys from Team 2, from other teams that were the Stalogs, that changed it to set it in the pipeline to where you go, BUDs, SQT, you're pinned.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I think Andy and I talked about. I think it's a mistake, and it's not just because we did it that way. I still think it should be earned amongst your peers that are carrying it and not in that pipeline. I mean, that's just my fucking take on it. But
I'm going to disagree with you on it because I lost out on a tremendous amount of opportunities. I lost out on a truckload of pay.
Yeah.
It's got to be based on merit, and I think your peers. So what I think is your probationary, you get in your platoon, and your platoon has the right to where you don't get to wear it if you don't measure up based on certain criteria.
Well, I mean, fuck, they essentially do that anyway. At least, that's my understanding, is that it's like, yeah, you have it, but you don't have it until we give you the thumbs up. Like, you've been awarded it and whatever, but maybe that's the happy medium. I don't know. Is that they just do it that way? But
I just think there was so much discrepancy because I remember guys showing up at Team 5 and literally they gave them that book and 3 weeks later they had their Tridents on, making jump pay, dive pay, hazardous duty pay. Their BAH went up, and so you add an extra $1,500 or $1,000, and it didn't even matter if they were turds or whatever. So I believe, it should somehow, there should be I don't know. I think it's working.
I guess for me, the answer then is, from a pay perspective, give them jump pay, dive pay, but motherfuckers, symbolically, you're not wearing that until you really earn it amongst,
I'd go for that. Yeah. I'd go for that. I mean, living on, everybody else is living on E4 pay, and I'm living on E4 pay, and I'm $1,000 under everybody else. So I'm struggling to pay my bills. You add that on everything else, and I know I'm got the world's smallest violin right now, but it's tough as a young kid trying to figure all that shit out, right?
So. Yeah, how do you bankroll the titty bar?
And that's where I was daily, right? I mean,
shout out to Pacers. All right, so you were at Team 1 for, did you do one
deployment?
One deployment. Was that a combat deployment?
No, man, that was pre-9/11, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was an amazing group of guys. I think had something been going on, we would have really done well had we not had any international liberty risk incidents, which we flirted with a bunch, but it was a great bunch of guys, very dedicated, worked really hard. But there's just nothing, man. Nothing.
No, I know it. I know there's plenty of people with just right place, right time, or wrong place, wrong time. But, so you transition out, and what happens? Like, so you got out just before 9/11?
No. So we come off that, go in my second platoon, stoked. I had some another insanely awesome chief, great LPO, some decent officers. Getting ready. I had to go get my quals back up at my research. So I go down to San Antonio. I'm down there working in the hospitals, ESAR. I'm going through University of Texas San Antonio emergency medicine. And like a month into it, I get a call, and it's my LPO, and Kyle Gillespie. and Kyle's like, hey, Rut, man, I got to tell you, man, we had to let you go. The command had to let you go. The center, NATO Special Warfare Center, they needed an instructor. They put out a call, East-West Coast team, and Master Chief rogered your name up. You're going SQT.
No shit.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Yep. As a one platoon wonder.
No shit.
Yeah, brother. Needless to say, and I always, much like I drank the Kool-Aid of the freedom fighting, rootin' tootin' barrel-chested frogman stuff, and work hard, play hard, and I definitely pushed the envelope of that way too much to the detriment of my career, I think, in many, many circumstances. But But this was a really difficult moment for me.
Sure.
And I fell off the deep end again and really just didn't give a shit. And I showed up and I was miserable and I didn't care. And I'm like, and it wasn't as a result of I didn't care about the teams or the Navy or it was just I was afraid that what the hell am I going to teach these kids that are gung-ho to become frogman that I literally just went through 2 years before, whatever it was. How am I going to impact these? I don't know anything. And I'm going to be here for 2 years. I mean, I was pissed and it came out. Well, thank God. It didn't take very long before Bruce pulls me into his office and he's like, all right, Rutherford, I'm sending you a captain's mask. I'm going to pull your Trident. And I was like, whoa. And haul, like, whoa, Bruce, wait, what do you mean? He goes, dude, you're a shitbag.
No shit.
Yeah, you're a turd. You show up, you reek alcohol, your space is shit, your classes aren't crisp, you're not. He's like, you're gone. I don't give a shit. And I was like, but Bruce, this is what's up. And he's like, I don't give a shit. This is your job.
Yeah.
I don't care what happened to you. It doesn't matter. You show up here. And I was around pipe hitters, right? Mm-hmm. Good, Lenig. I mean, dudes that were legit pipe hitters, man. And he's like, you're done. And so I kind of broke down and I was like, but and he goes, well, what's the problem? And I said, I'm afraid. I'm a one platoon wonder. I'm afraid I'm not going to be respected. I don't know anything. And he goes, well, now you're starting to talk truthfully to me. And he goes, well, what are you good at? And he goes, I've watched you. The medical stuff. That you're good teaching. He goes, what else? And I go, well, I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of been the motivator. And he goes, well, then be the motivator here until you get your feet wet. But come to work every day like you want to be here. And we'll teach you. We'll teach you how to be a great instructor. And that's what I did. I changed and I got into it. And
so you didn't go to captain's mast?
I did not go to captain's mast. And
didn't pull your
within a short period of time, he had put me in charge of all the man down stuff, all the different types of TCCC. He let me teach every course there was as a lead for a little bit. He helped me become, and all those guys took me under their wing and helped me become a really good instructor. Now, that was my space. Well, 9/11 happens. Everything changes.
While you're there.
While I'm there, everything changes. And I remember not long after that, I ran into a former buddy at Team 1 he was out of training. He'd gotten back in a platoon. And I was like, bro, how are you in a platoon? He was like, they need bodies at 1. And he's like, dude, there's a mobility platoon firing up. It's called DPV platoon, man.
Christ.
Just put your name in for it, bro. Go to combat, right? Go to Afghanistan. I was like, done, man. So I go back. I find out about it. I go to Bruce and Mike Lou. And I'm like, or Bruce first. And I say, hey, Bruce, can I put my name into this? And there's like 13 other dudes, right? All with truckloads more experience than me. Truckloads. Yeah. And he's like, no way. We're screaming. We got a war going on. We need to pump these dudes out. You're one of my best instructors. You're killing it. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. So I went back and I wrote down the history of my career as a medic and what had happened as a result of it. All the different times that took precedent over a greater advancement in me becoming a better frogman, right? Just because it was a dysfunctional. The program for us was not set up very well. Yeah. And so we were kind of an afterthought. And everybody thought because we were getting this good deal of 18 Delta that, remember the way they treated back in the day. And
the pecker checker.
Pecker checker. And at 1, that's the way, it was bad. You were worthless, right? Yeah. And so I wrote up this 4-page letter explaining, hey, if I get to go on this platoon, it's going to change my career. Let me do this. I won't let you down. He read it and he's like, wow. He's like, okay, I'm going to put you in for it. And he went to Mike Lou, and he said, "Is this accurate? And you're honest that if this will be your second platoon, you'll screen, you'll do 30, all that." And I was like, "Yeah, 100%. This is my chance." And he's like, "All right." So they went to the Master Chief, Will Guile that time, who was Command Master Chief of the Center, pitched to him. He was like, "All right, I'm going to take your word for it." He went to Smithers, pitched to him. Smithers sat on it the whole weekend because he was making the decision, and he picked me.
No shit.
Yeah, and I got in that platoon.